Hi guys, so today is my new video and I'm sorry about my background. It's just I'm trying to find the right spot for you to record it, and apologize if it doesn't really meet your requirement. I'm always trying to figure out the best light. It's just because I don't have yet the devices which could make things better, but maybe in the future, if you subscribe my channel, if you spread my channel across the globe and you make me having a lot of subscribers, then maybe I will be able to do it. So today's video is a bit about the controversial recent overtaking government structure in conservative parties. And what do I think? I think it's great. And I will tell you why. But first of all, this year, the first year since I've been voting for the Polish president. That happened 2 weeks ago. And I never been for voting. And it was just because I never feel like I have really opinion, like I agree with any of, things. I wasn't really interested. I was more finance person, not much politician, more history. But I decided that, it's maybe a good thing for me, an opportunity to actually go. So I decided to go. When I was first voting, I can vote since I was 18, but I never done it. I always was, legally fine to vote. And I'm not 18 anymore. I'm not even close to 18. I never will be close to 18 again. Sorry. Maybe like double 18. But that's a joke, but yeah. So what actually do I think? I think it's great, and it's just because my argument is, for example, let's say you go to forest. You expect in forest to have a trees. The potentially depend on the forest. You got tropical forest. You expect to have the palms. You expect to have these tropical animals. You don't bring sun from Sahara and say, listen, we're gonna make Sahara here in the spot, because it's been like that. Always been tropical forest there. There's always some tribes living inside, some certain animals. If you want to see how the tropical forest looks like, you go to Amazonia, and that's how you explore it. That's how you learn. So comparing this to Europe, it's Europe, it's identity, it's history, it's tradition, it's religion, it's culture. So I think by us inviting many people to countries in Europe, specifically in European Union, because they're sort of like one entity as well, with very similar culture and traditions, with Catholics in all countries. I think European Union, we are Catholics, and we share certain history, we share certain agreements with all NATO partners, more of them, I think some of them join. So, there's a lot of like common area we share. And I think you can ask people and say, and give me argument, for example, that, we let people from North Africa to come because we want them to, we should be open-minded and know them how they do this and how the culture, the dishes. I mean, listen, you live in 21st century, live in the time when you can book a flight. I booked a flight to Morocco for £16.99. That's almost the same like I pay to Poland in good winds. So if I really want to see how it's there, I just go there. I buy the ticket and I go and I explore. I drove around the Morocco. So I've seen many places there, most probably than many average person in Morocco seen in their own country. So you don't need to bring Morocco to Europe. You need to go to Morocco in order to see Morocco. And it's just an example. It's nothing I have against Morocco. I love the cuisine. I love the food. The tagine was delicious. So, that's how I explore it. So what's the point to bring people and say, give me argument like, listen, we need to help these people. It's also that we should be open-minded. We should learn about this, the language, the traditions. But no, that's not how you do it, right? You go somewhere. You go to tropical forest to see the tropical forest. You don't bring the tropical forest to your home and say you're going to learn and you're gonna let the tropical forest to do what they want in your house, you will adjust. That's not how it works. It works other way around. So I think it's good. And I think most of was the time that actually many people, they were very liberal in Poland. It's also like, you know, even a few years ago, we wanted to go more liberal with human rights, with, you know, gay, lesbians, everyone is equal pay, etc. Very white and black thinking, I think it is. And for me, it's never been black and white. I see a lot of things behind the scene. I question a lot of things, maybe because of my job and my profession in finance, very analytical mind. I question a lot of things and I never cover one side. And for me, it's always about what's the priority for the country. And I think it is, for me, it's the economy and the growth, and make sure that I keep identity. I consider myself, you know, very fundamental person when it comes to values, traditions and culture, but I'm also very open-minded to know word and ask questions and curious about life. I've always been like that since I was only 18 when I moved to London with no experience of life at all. So, so I've been always curious, that's proof. But I always kept myself as myself. I was always, you know, Adriana, I was always Polish, 100% person. I always come from this West North Poland, with close to this big city life, but a little bit countryside. And I never wanted to change this, and I wanted people to know me for me. I didn't want to push this on other people and believe that's the life they should live. And, you know, I think that should be like with anything. And one controversial question I've got, like, if we can help people in the Europe when they in problems, like Belarus, Ukraine, we invite them over and giving them help. Why is it like other similar country to, for example, Syria, I don't know, other Iran, Iraq countries, why is it like Middle East doesn't really help? Why they don't open the border and say, listen, we got money, we can actually support you. You don't need to come here and build a mosque. We have one around the corner. So that's the question, right? So what's behind this game? Like, what behind the scenario really is just really need help, because if they need help, there's solution as well. We can help them in their place, right? If they need a new school in Zimbabwe or Botswana, let's make money. It might actually cost less. There will be a lot of volunteers wanted to actually go. And, you know, they can help building, they can help teaching for a year, or next year you can get someone else. And they'll do it completely for free, or for accommodation or food. I don't really know how the volunteers works, this type of things, but you can go and you can find the people there. And I think saying that we need the help by European Union is something really appealing for the people who think, you know, because that's not sitting right. Like, there's a lot of conflicts for me. So, for example, that's why I said, like, okay, I understand you want to be nice, you want to get for the human rights, you want to support, but you don't need to bring people here to support them. You can support someone, especially if they want financial support, right? And safety. Finance often gives you safety, money gives you safety. You can buy a lot of things. You can buy a roof, you can buy food. That's come from money, as long as you can hunt and build your own home. But otherwise it's coming from money. And, you know, to give someone money now, you don't need people to come here and, you know, bring their own stuff, like build their own, you know, imperiums, build their own communities. You can help people in their communities. That's more logical for me. And, you know, sometimes I really regret I didn't become politician. So I think that I will be very, I wouldn't say strict, but maybe more precise on making decisions for not necessarily losing myself. It's a bit like you're in a relationship and you sort of do what the other person always tell you to do, and you sort of feel like at the moment, at some point, that you lost yourself completely and you completely have no impact anymore. That's not how it should be, specifically if you are the one, you know, you live in your own home, you provide for everything, but you have no influence on anything. So that doesn't make any sense. Like, for me, I'm quite happy. There's a lot of conservative parties taking over Europe, and I think this could be something managed better and something to think about if there's ever anyone accidentally, which I don't think they will, see this video. I think, they can think from politicians. Maybe that might be the argument, but I think, we do too much, and I think many countries in European Union are losing itself. So it's not good. And for me, after seeing what happens now in UK, it's like falling kingdom of a lot of problems because of migration, because of the past colonies. That's basically, it's lost itself. They lost it. They're losing economically now a lot. Down the hill road, a lot of problems between people, and it just shouldn't happen anywhere else. So let's just, I think Poland's doing the right thing. Let's just stop it before it expands, and just make European Union the place people want to visit and explore for their own traditions and values, for their own beautiful churches and cathedrals. We don't need new buildings. We don't need new communities. If I want to see community of Syria, I go to Syria. And as long as it's fine up to a certain level to accept something, I think we should all have boundaries. And I think that's what's the next step for Europe, to set up the boundaries and say no when they still have a chance to, because sometimes when they stretch too much, it's already too late. So let's avoid this catastrophe. And guys, I will try to record you more, but you need to make sure you subscribe it. I'll try to share my opinion more, and make sure I can